Here's how to take apart and reassemble an 8-bit DOE 64 controller. You'll need a plastic prying pick, a screwdriver with these bits, and something sturdy and thin for the triggers. I'll be using this small Allen wrench. Tweezers are also good to have, but they're not strictly necessary. To get started, put a pick between the triggers and the handle cover like this. Push and wiggle the pick down while pulling on the cover to remove it. Now do the same for the other side. Next, use your Torx bit to remove these screws. Then use a pick or two to pry the two halves of the shell apart, starting with the bottom of the handles. Eventually the two halves should separate. Once inside, remove the cap on the mode switch and pinch here and here to remove the battery cover. Use your Phillips bit to remove these screws. The PCB and its retaining bracket can now be removed from the front shell. Remove the buttons and membranes from the front shell and set everything aside. The rumble motors can be unplugged from the PCB and pushed out from behind. The analog stick can be removed just by pulling. If the cap is separated from the base, pinch them back together. To remove the L and R buttons, insert your SIM bit into this slot on the L button and this slot on the R button. In preparation of removing the Z triggers, unplug the ribbon connector on the back of the PCB. Use your Allen wrench to push the trigger rod out of its place from the outside in. Now the trigger can be removed. Repeat for the opposite side. Remove the trigger membranes, being careful to separate them from the flex circuit. On the front, unclip the flex circuit and feed the back connector through the openings in the main board and its retaining bracket. This front membrane can now be removed, and the PCB can be unclipped from the bracket. Congratulations! You've just taken apart an 8-bit DOE 64 controller. Here's how to put it back together. With the retaining bracket face down, put the PCB into it and clip it into place. Flip it around and insert this membrane. Take the flex circuit and carefully put it back into place. Now clip the flex circuit to the retaining bracket and plug in the connector on the back. Slide the trigger membranes into place and pull these bits down until the membrane lies flat. Place the Z trigger into position and insert the rod. Be sure it doesn't hang out from either end. Repeat for the opposite side. On the front, the L and R buttons can be popped into place and the stick can be pushed down to reattach it. Place the rumble motors in their slots on the retaining bracket and plug them into the PCB on the back. Put this aside and lay the front shell on its face to put in the buttons and membranes. Then the PCB assembly can be inserted and screwed in using the Phillips screws. Place the cap on the mode switch and the cover over the battery. Take the back shell and ensure that both the bottom and top light diffusers are still in place. Once verified, snap the shell back together and secure using the Torx screws. Finally, the handle covers can be reattached. And that's how you do it.